Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha Prahlad Nrsimha Prahlad Nrsimha Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayanam Udirayet. Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, verse 39. Huh? Yeah, okay. Etanme samshayam Krishna. Etanme samshayam Krishna. Chittum arhasya asheshataha. Chittum arhasya asheshataha. Tvat anya samshayas. Tvat anya samshayasyasya. Tvat anya samshayasyasya. Chittanahya upapadyate. Chittanahi upapadyate. Upapadyate. Etanme samshayam Krishna. Chittum arhasya sheshataha. Tvat anya samshayasyasya. Chittanahi upapadyate. Please. Etanme samshayam Krishna. Chittum arhasya sheshataha. Tvatanya samshayasyasya. Chittanahi upapadyate. Etanme samshayam Krishna. Somebody else try? Primoz? Etanme samshayam Krishna. Chittum arhasya sheshataha. from the guests or Mataji? Etanme samshayam Krishna. Word for word translation. Etat, this is, me, my, samshayam, doubt. Krishna, O Krishna, chetum, to dispel. Arhasi, you are requested. Asheshataha, completely. Tvat, than you. Anyaha, other. Samshayasya, of the doubt. Asya, this. Chitta, remover. Na, never. He, certainly. Upapadyate, is to be found. Translation by His Divine Grace Ace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. Purport. Krishna is the perfect knower of past, present, and future. In the beginning of the Bhagavad-gītā, the Lord said that all living entities existed individually in the past. They exist now in the present, and they continue to retain individual identity in the future, even after liberation from the material entanglement. So he was already cleared up the question of the he has already cleared up the question of the future of the individual living entity. Now Arjuna wants to know of the future of the unsuccessful transcendentalist. No one is equal to or above Krishna, and certainly the so-called great sages and philosophers who are at the mercy of material nature cannot equal him. Therefore, the verdict of Krishna is the final and complete answer to all doubts, because he knows past, present, and future perfectly. But no one knows him. Krishna and Krishna-conscious devotees alone can know what is what. Again, the verse. This is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. Yes. Om Akyanati Mirandasya Kinanjana Shalakya Chakshuram Nailtam Mena Tasmai Shri Urami Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupagamayam Tathate Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapatagamanam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrachatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parichan Sahitan Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha E Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanjana Gourange Radhe Varindavanishwari Vrishabhanusutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpadrubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhivacha Paditanam Bhavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I would ask for the blessing of the devotees to, I not so used to give lecture. I try my best because it is my duty now. So Gopal has put me in the plan, so I have to give class. Okay. Here first. Krishna is the only one who knows past, present, and future. in the Bhagavad Gita, Veda ham samatitani vartamani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani. The last. Yeah, this is also Bhagavad Gita verse where this is described. He is trikalagya. There might be some sages in the world or even astrology who can also tell something about past and future, but not fully complete like the Lord knows. And here is a lot of about here is about doubt. Arjuna has a doubt. In Bhagavad Gita, generally Arjuna from time to time has doubts, like also in the second chapter or in the first, and he's asking Krishna for it. Of course, we should know that Arjuna is just playing this for the sake of the people, because Arjuna is actually a pure devotee from the spiritual world. So for the sake of us. And as we are reading from the previous chapters, that actually Krishna was describing that we have to control our mind. When we control our mind, then we are happy and yet they are successful when they have a controlled mind, and otherwise it is very difficult. And also then Arjuna is asking, what is the destination of those who are like starting with the process of self-realization, but then later on it's too difficult for them and they stop and they go again into materialist activities. So this just indicates that Maya is strong. Also, he says in the 7th chapter, Maya, how is the verse again? Daivyesha gunamai mama maya turatya. Yeah, so that only wait, I have to search the verse. Taivi hiesha gunamai mama maya turatya mam eva ye prapatyante mayam etam tarantite. So the divine energy of mind, consisting of 3 modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. So those who are surrendered to Krishna. And there is also can be a question, what means surrendered, and in which degree you are then also protected from this energy. But I don't want to go so much into this topic. I actually so Arjuna is asking what is happening with those, because it might happen. It happens to many, right? We know devotees who start and but this also should not we should not think that we can start this process and then go again happy, enjoying material life. Like this would be also offense to the holy name. But what I wanted to say, this is also said as a bad thing if you are trying with this motive to later on go. It doesn't work if you want go back into material activities. And then he is asking, even does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a raven cloud with no position in any sphere? So now we are at this question. Tomorrow Krishna will then answer this question. And so Arjuna has doubts, and I want to go to a topic. I was just putting, I was in database searching for doubts, where also doubts happen. Like Shukadev Goswami has, or better to say, Parikshit Maharaj has also doubts in the 10th canto. I will read. And also it's the same again, like with Krishna and Arjuna. Parikshit Maharaj is a pure devotee, so he knows, but also for the sake of the devotees he will ask. And what he's asking, because it is in the 33 chapter, it is about the activities of Krishna, because Krishna is acting sometimes quite against morality, because he's having affairs with the wives of other men, which is very strongly in the scriptures against. Yeah. So, and this confuses Parikshit Maharaj. So he's asking. Sorry, I have to find it. Yeah. O Brahmana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord of the universe, has descended to this earth along with his plenary portion to destroy irreligion and re-establish religious principles. Indeed, he is the original speaker, follower, and guardian of moral laws. How, then, could he have violated them by touching other men's wives? Yes. And then Shukadev Goswami answers that the status of powerful controllers is not harmed by any apparently audacious transgression of morality we may see in them, for they are just like fire which devours everything fed into it and remains unpolluted. So this also remains for the this verse in the 9th chapter, Abhichet Sudaracharo. I'm not so much anymore into verses, I'm sorry, but 9:32, no, 9:30. Yeah, Abhichet Sudaracharo, Pachate Mam Ananyabhag, Satur Eva Samantavyaha, Samyak Vyavasito Hisaha. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. So, of course, we cannot use this verse to misuse this verse for material enjoyment or sinful actions. And also it is only for those which are really pure devotees. So, yeah, then I go to the purport of this 9 of this in the Bhagavatam. Then Prabhupada says, great potent personalities are not ruined by an apparent transgression of moral principles. Sridhar Swami mentions the examples of Brahma, Indra, Soma, Vishwamitra, and others. A fire devours all that is fed into it, but the fire does not change its nature. Similarly, a great personality does not fall from his position by an irregularity in behavior. In the following verse, however, Shukadev Goswami makes it clear. One who is not a great controller should never imitate the behavior of ruling personalities. Even mentally, if out of foolishness an ordinary person does imitate such behavior, he will simply destroy himself, just as a person who is not Rudra would destroy himself if he tried to drink an ocean of poison. You might have heard this story of Shiva when he has had to drink poison. So there was the necessity of drinking poison for him because because they wanted to get some nectar out of ocean. This is a big story. And today also some Shaivites are trying to imitate this also, and as they take this as a reason to take also poison, to take drugs to them. These are some Appa Sampradayas in India. And if we do that, then we will not, we will destroy ourselves, But pure devotees, pure personalities can do that. Okay. And then I was thinking about other personalities who were also doing such sinful activities which are not sinful for them because they are pure. And I didn't find so many. I found, or do you know some? Maybe? Somebody comes in your mind? You understand what I'm asking? No? You don't understand. Personalities who act against the law of karma, but they are, better to say, they act sinful, but they are free from the law of karma. You understand? You know somebody? Yeah, Krishna, okay. Except Krishna, no? Krishna did many like such sinful activities. Yeah, but, yeah.
Not necessarily sinful, but...
Yeah, it's not, that's why I made it like this, sinful.
What I said, it's not necessarily sinful, the person, but Kundal Vidyanidhi was seemingly a great sense enjoyer outwardly, but actually pure devotees were not touched.
Oh, yeah, good, yeah, nice. Yeah, this, good point, yeah. Who came into my mind was Balaram also, because there was also in the 10th canto, he was taking. He was intoxicated. He was taking intoxication by Varuni, and then he Yamuna in person came and chastised him, and then Balaram became angry and started to destroy her with his pluck. So, Balaram is also out of the law of karma, and Yamuna is holy, so he's the Supreme Lord by himself also. So that's why. And then also, who came into my mind were Babajis, different Babajis. They are really out of the law of karma, and there are also some who you might in Vrindavan you might find Babajis who are even smoking, and some are maybe wrong, but sometimes actually they just do that to get rid of material people who want just their blessings. And also one great Babaji who came into my mind is Vamsidas Babaji. There is a whole book about him. He looks like that. So I was reading a little bit today, and I want to share some passages. Interesting. So first, Vamsidas Babaji lived around the same time like Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he was initiated into the Narottam Das Parivar, also a line in the Gaudiya Sampradaya. And he was from childhood, he was taught about the glories of the Lord, about the holy name, and also about the songs of Narottam Das Thakur, who is the Acharya of this line. And so I will read something. He was Babaji he's really pure devotee. He's not in this world anymore. He does not necessarily preach, but only what he wants is to do bhajan, to do worship from his heart, mostly to his deities. So in this case, Vamsidas had his deities, and this was everything. He would even communicate through the deities to other persons who would come to him. So first, there are Babajis, I told, there are also called Avaduta, like Nityananda Prabhu was also Avadut. And I speak about Avaduta. For example, although fully grown, like an infant, Lord Nityananda sometimes went naked or sucked the breast of Malini, the wife of Srivas Thakur. Like such activities, they are completely in the spiritual world. So, Nityananda Prabhu was already fully grown, and he still did that. And this is ununderstandable for us. Or the wife of Srivas Thakur, Gadadhar Das sometimes forgot himself and called out like a gopi selling milk. So because Gadadhar is actually Radharani in the spiritual world. So, or Murari Chaitanya Das would slap tigers and remain underwater for days on end. And Abhiram Thakur would lash people with a whip named Jayamangala, causing them to immediately become ecstatic in Krishna consciousness. He spoke incoherent and he was actually born in a fisher family. And they were always just very poor, in material affairs. He would always cry out names of Hari, Govardhan Hari, Hari, Bhaktavatsala Hari, Pranavallabha Hari. Yes, and Babaji Maharaj never referred to himself as I, nor to anything as mine, but spoke only in the third person. He would not say, I did this or that, but rather Vamsi does, or sometimes Vamsi did this or that. So this we can also take as a Vorbild, role model, but as an example, we could this also take as an example that or the most we take. We don't say I or my. Yeah. It's nothing from us. Yeah. Babaji Maharaj converted and related everything to Krishna. For instance, if he were to hear someone mention the word government, he would likely exclaim Govardhan or Govardhan Thari, thus remaining always immersed in Krishna consciousness. He embodied the principle of Krishna Bhakti Rasa Pavita Matihi, absorption in the mellows of devotional service to Krishna. Yeah. This is the position. Babaji Maharaj's principal method of worship was simply to live with his deities, see them and talk with them in a most intimate and informal manner, sometimes laughing and sometimes quarreling with them. Occasionally, indicating Gopala, he would angrily order his associates, "Put him out, get him out from here." A typical anecdote is that once while cooking, Babaji Maharaj told his deities, "Just wait, I'm still cooking." A little later, he would say, "You get outside, you go outside." So, yeah, you understand what I'm saying? I know my English is maybe not that good, but I hope you understand. Yeah. So, or once Vamsidas heard a boatman on the Ganga singing a Vaishnava song that means, "A spear has entered my heart. I have neither been killed nor can I survive." This song likens separation from Krishna to a spear wound. But Babaji Maharaj admonished the boatman, "You are singing, but you don't know what it means. Without any realization, you are simply enjoying singing. But when we hear this, our heart is pierced. You are merely singing, but my heart is breaking." Yeah. A regular visitor repeatedly asked Babaji Maharaj, "How can we attain God?" but never got a reply. Finally, because actually he's so absorbed in Krishna, he doesn't see God. He doesn't see him as God. But it was written in this book also that sometimes he would still realize also material world at the same time. Still, when like traveling management was done for him, he would understand. And like also in this case, he would finally one day Babaji Maharaj suddenly looked intensively at him and asked, "What do you want?" When the man replied, "I want to find God," Babaji Maharaj told him, "Cry." Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, and so he understood then what he meant with God. Once, when Babaji Maharaj was going to the Ganga with his clay pot to collect water, due apparently to old age, he slipped and fell on the bank. He was then heard saying, "Go on, go ahead. You go and bring water for washing Krishna." With whom he was talking then. Who knows? While returning to his ashram one evening, yet still some distance away, Babaji Maharaj said, "Gornitai are feeling hungry." He then procured some eggplant. I will not read the whole thing. He then offered eggplant, but just raw, and also ate it raw then. Yeah. When living in the two-story, no wait, sorry, no. Yeah. when living in this two-story house constructed for him by the Kundu brothers, Vamsidas used only the ground floor, being too old to walk to the top level. That house was by the bank of the Ganges at the edge of the flood area. And once during the rainy season, Vamsidas told Purna Kundu, in the morning, there will be a great flood, so move everything out of here. Purna moved the deities and all else into a house beyond the flood zone. The next morning, the Ganges inundated the vicinity, including the house they had just vacated. Ja. Vacated. Ja, also die haben das Haus verlassen und das hat the flood really came, yeah. And many people would come to bathe in the Ganges beside Babaji Maharaj's ashram. They would take his darshan and offer pranayami, prayers. So Anantadeva was in charge of collecting the pranayami. It is not only prayers, it was also like some offering for him, some fruits. One man proffered a 4 anna coin and asked for change, a common practice whenever someone had only a large coin but wanted to contribute a smaller amount. So, observing this, Babaji Maharaj angrily exclaimed, "Hari, Hari, this is theft. Anything offered to Mahaprabhu cannot be taken back," he told Anantadeva, "not to return any change." Yeah. And on Gaura Purnima, many people came and much pranami was given. With that money, Anantadeva wanted to conduct a grand festival the next day and profusely distribute prasadam. But at the end of the day, all the money was stolen. To the lamenting Anantadeva, Babaji Maharaj said, "Why are you sorry? Mahaprabhu has given it to somebody. After you shave, your hair is gone, but gradually it grows back. Like that, some money is gone, but more will come." Yeah, like that was his thinking. There are other stories where it also it was stolen from him again and again. Oh yeah, this story was also there. I missed it. Sorry, I am not so prepared. I did not prepare so much myself. Oh yeah, thereafter. Thereafter, throughout the day, he would be plunged in bhava. In his thick Maimansingh dialect, that's a Bengali dialect, he would talk incessantly with his deities. Sometimes he would stop speaking, apparently listening to their response, and then resume talking. He would ask his deities such questions as, "Did you take your food? How did you find it?" No one else could hear their replies, nor would he reveal what they had said. When Babaji Maharaj would go out, whether to bathe in the Ganges or collect alms or whatever, he would leave the door of his kuti wide open of his home. Time and again, whatever few items he kept therein would be stolen. Devotees repeatedly requested him to put a look on the door, but he would respond, if the owner doesn't watch over the house, then what can Vamsidas do?" So the owner he meant with Gauranga, his deities. He had like 3 sets of deities. He was Gopal, Radha Krishna, and Gornitai. Yeah, so Gopal deity he would like the most, and he was so absorbed, and he had Vatsalya Rasa. Wow, the time goes. I never thought about that. Yeah, and then sometimes in his absence, cows would enter within the kuti and turn everything upside down, and perhaps even knock over the deities. On returning, Babaji Maharaj would reprimand the deities, calling them bad names, or tell them, "Give everything to the local folk. Vamsidas is an outsider." Yeah, Gornita were Vamsidas' life. No matter what happened, whether good or bad, he would consider it to have been caused by them. Once, when 2 brass cooking pots were stolen from his kuti, he scolded Gornitai and did not feed them at all that day. The next day, a pot was donated, whereupon Babaji Maharaj said, "This small pot is Nitai's. Today he will get food. If Gora is to eat, he must bring his own pot." That's amazing, huh? That day he cooked and fed Nitai, but not Gora. Yeah, if he's such on a pure level, he can do that. Yeah, but we cannot imitate that. Yeah. So, and this. The last. Sorry. Commonly, people would bring bananas to Babaji Maharaj, which he would have his servants hang from the rafters to ripen. Rats would come for those bananas, digging holes next to the hut and making piles of soil. Babaji Maharaj never tried to prevent them. Sometimes he would point at a rat and say, "This is a thief," and then point to his deity Gopal, saying, "He too is a thief." Yeah. So, if I read that, I have actually big eagerness to read or some taste, because if you ask myself, I want to reach this goal. I would like to reach such a state, and actually, yeah, we can reach that also by performing Raganuga Bhakti, and how, yeah, we just have to be eager for the eagerness. Yeah, eagerness is needed. Lopa. Lopa is the eagerness to be a servant in the spiritual world to Radha Krishna. So, and how we can increase this eagerness? By always again and again hearing or reading about the eternal pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Yeah. Any questions?
Maybe you could show the picture of the box.
Yeah. He was also only wearing a kopin. Yeah, he was not wearing anything else. He would not wahrnehmen, perceive this material world so much anymore. Yeah, actually nothing. Yeah, this is really, if you think about this is such a nice level, if you have so much love for Radha and Krishna, that we don't want to, perceive anything from this material world. Yes. Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah. Aha.
muss aber trotzdem hoch angesehen werden. Aber wie kann denn jemand, der den Weg überhaupt abscheuliche Taten vollbringen? Das verstehe ich nicht. Also ich verstehe da beide Punkte nicht.
Ja, genau er auch. Er hat auch sündvolle Tätigkeiten gemacht. Oder eben auch Krishna, der macht auch der macht mit anderen Frauen von anderen Ehemännern. Das ist sehr abscheulich.
Ach so, das ist damit abscheulich gemeint.
Genau, solche Sachen zum Beispiel.
Dann verstehe ich das.
Ja.
Nur ich meine jetzt, weil das als Beispiel aufgeführt wird, dass Krishna ein Dieb ist. Ist es ein Unterschied, ob zum Beispiel das Thakur ein Dieb ist oder Krishna? Weil Krishna kann kein Dieb
Was
sein.
wäre?
Also Krishna kann jetzt für mich kein Dieb sein, weil es gehört ihm ja. Ich kann ja nicht stehlen, was mir selber gehört. Während jetzt, wenn andere außerhalb Krishna, jetzt, dann ist das für mich eine andere Definition. Verstehst du, wie ich das meine?
Aha.
Weil bei Krishna kann ich das Dieb ansehen,
Ja, ja.
weil er ja kein Dieb ist. Er
Ja, ja.
nimmt ja von sich selber, es gehört ihm ja.
Ja. So, also wenn die nicht mehr vom Gesetz, vom Karma abhängig sind, dann bekommen sie sowieso keine Reaktionen. Aber natürlich ist es dann sicher offene Frage, warum diese Person das macht. Und manchmal findet man da gar keine Antwort. Also mir fällt jetzt leider gerade kein Beispiel ein von einem Acharya, wo etwas gemacht hat. Oder weiß jemand was?
Vielleicht, was man als Beispiel nehmen könnte. Einige von den ISKCON-Acharyas, die auch sehr fortgeschritten waren im spirituellen Leben, haben dann trotzdem irgendwie durch den Einfluss von der Illusionenenergie abscheuliche Handlungen begangen. Aber sind trotzdem weiter im Hinduismus-Dienst beschäftigt und sollten dann nicht als schlecht oder wie auch immer.
Ja. Ja gut, das ist eben auch ein bisschen gefährlich, um dann, weil dass man das dann auch missbraucht, diese Aussage, weil vor allem ist es eigentlich ja schon mit reinen Gottgeweihten gemeint. Also ich will nochmal schnell lesen, wie es dort genau, ja, jemand, der zu ihm surrendert ist, also hingegeben. Ja. Ich glaube, wir haben gar nicht Zeit so tief da reinzugehen. Aber ich meine, Acharyas, die vorgängigen Acharyas haben schon auch manchmal, warte, ja, ich versuche ein Beispiel zu finden. Oder weiß jemand ein Beispiel gerade von Acharyas, wo sie etwas Komisches gemacht haben? Nicht unbedingt. Ja. Ja. Also nochmal zurück zu deiner Frage. Also, was war jetzt nochmal die Frage?
Nein, aber ich sehe sie eigentlich so gesehen als beantwortet an, weil man ist irgendwie auf dem Weg und anscheinend, wenn man sehr hoch ist, ist der Ausgangspunkt, dass man jetzt das will, das Entscheidende. Und wenn man da jetzt auch zwischendurch wohl mal einen Fehler macht, wird einem das verziehen, weil der Ausgangspunkt immer so ist, dass man so sein möchte oder das machen möchte. Und wenn man das vielleicht mal nicht schafft, ist es wichtig, immer den Gedanken zu haben, dass man so sein möchte.
Ja, sicher. Also vor allem ist es wichtig, dass wir das wissen, dass wir die trotzdem als Heilige ansehen. Ja, genau. Ja,
Weil
genau.
der Gedanke wohl dann immer noch so ist, dass sie stetig so dabei sind, dass vielleicht zwischendurch klappt das nicht so ganz.
Ja. Ja, da ist einfach immer, genau, da ist halt immer die Frage noch, wer ist hingegeben, wer ist surrendert, also wo ist surrendert, ja. Ist sehr schwierig, das zu unterscheiden. Aber ja, zum Glück nicht unbedingt unsere Aufgabe. Ja, okay. Sonst noch eine andere Frage oder Kritik? Okay, Gorarati. Shri Bhagavad-gītā ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Sorry for my offenses. Hare Krishna. Or nein. Ja, ich bin wirklich sehr inspiriert zu lesen.
Ja.